Hi guys, I've got a secret to share with you. I landed on my first job in the UK pharma company before completing my university course, and that too without OSPAP. So let me share how I made it happen. So what kind of job was it? It was an internship. I'm sure that you guys are familiar with what an internship is. If you guys are not, let me explain what an internship is. Internship usually starts off as a very junior post. It can sometimes have different names like an intern, a graduate, a placement role, junior associates. So it has different names. Usually internship provides a lot of experience, hands-on experience that you can gain while working with the team. The benefits of being an intern is that you are not expected to have that level of skills, but at the same time all you need to have is the passion and the curiosity and inquisitiveness to learn. You will be provided with a lot of opportunities, different projects and products to work on. Since you are not a highly experienced person, there is a lower level of expectations that's demanded from you at this point. This is the first time that you're experiencing the whole pharma career or a corporate world. You can ask so many questions and you cannot be expected to know so many things. So it is actually a learning environment, but with hands-on experience. Another thing about internship is that many people are actually afraid of getting into an internship. They feel that this is a long commitment, and also starting off in a very junior position as an intern does not look good in their CVs. But in my opinion, I had a completely different experience. I was able to learn a lot. I was able to ask so many questions, get involved in so many projects, and you know what? I was able to stay with the company because they know me so well. They know my skills and they know how passionate I am about the job. So they were interested in hiring me full time after I completed my internship. And this is the main thing that I want to share here. Get your foot into the door. Until and unless the companies know who you are, what you're passionate about, what are the skills and experience that you can bring to the company, there is no way that the companies would be interested in sponsoring you a skilled worker visa, which is actually required for the long-term stay in the UK. Having said that, some people are really lucky that they land on their first job in a really good position, maybe because they have the right skills or the experience from their previous jobs, but that is not the case for majority of us. Having said that, just the fear of commitment and also the reputation of being an intern for one whole year may not look good in the CV should not stop us from applying for an intern role. This is actually the best place that you can start your career and having a long-term vision of how your career should go. The next question that everyone would have is it paid or not? For me, it was paid, and in majority of the cases in UK, the pharma companies do pay their interns really well. The salary of an intern would range between 20,000 to 25,000, and in some bigger companies it can go up to 30,000 also. The next question that's going to come to your mind is, how do you find this job? I would say LinkedIn, LinkedIn, LinkedIn. Next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to find these jobs on LinkedIn. I'm going to show you the search criteria, what are the keywords, and also how to create alerts so that next time there is a post that is actually something that you look forward to, you can immediately apply. So guys, now I have opened LinkedIn. I have typed in this keyword, entry-level pharmaceutical internships. And you can see I've got so many hits, and one main important thing to notice is the location. Make sure that it is United Kingdom, and you can start to see there are so many hits that have come up, which is kind of interesting for me. I can see there are big pharmaceutical companies, there are small pharmas, and there are also CROs that I would be interested in applying. So let me open one of this. So this is a clinical graduate role. I'm opening it and it says the location is London. So they have given all the information. I'm shooting this video on 5th of May 2026, and you can see this application is for a program that is going to commence on 5th of October 2026. So they have planned like 5 months in advance, and this is what I want to emphasize, that you need to start applying early. Then you have to share all the visa as well as the working rights. Then you see all the information regarding what you will be working on, what are the minimum qualifications. So you can see it's so little. There is not much of a requirement and experience or expectations from you while you're applying. and all of those details are here. So this is how you find internship roles on LinkedIn. And if you're happy with these results that you have got, make sure to get job alerts for this search, and this is going to send you email alerts each time there is a new posting, and through which you will be able to continue applying before the applications gets closed out. You will be able to apply on time. I usually go to LinkedIn, but there are other areas that you can find the information. You can directly go to the pharma companies' websites and create alerts. That is also one way to find it. But I'm not going to show that in the video, which is very easy. You can just go to the company's website and you can look for jobs, and also you can create alerts there. It is directly going to come in your inbox, and you can constantly monitor which kind of jobs and if there are any internships or placements available, and you can immediately apply. Now that you know where to apply, the next important question is when to apply. Here I have one thing to say: start early. As soon as you land in the UK, it is very important that you know where to apply and when to apply. And if you are coming for a September intake, it's important to know that by the time you graduate next September, all these internships and placements would have been filled. Same is the case for January intake. If you come in January and you're waiting for the next January to start applying for jobs, most of these jobs would have been filled. And the most important thing to know here is that it is a very, very competitive field. It is not just people who are coming from abroad, but there are also very talented and competitive students who are based in the country, and they know how the systems work. So when I say start applying early, I mean that as soon as you are here in the country, you have started your university course, the most important thing that you need to do is to create the LinkedIn alerts to know where exactly you're going to apply for, what are the jobs that you're looking for, and also create search criteria for internships, placements, junior associate roles, etc. Having said that, some people are very lucky that they do not need to go through an internship. So having said that, since you are here in the country and you have started your university course, that is the right time when you start to create all these alerts and also start preparing for applying for jobs. And you would think, this is too early, we should be looking for part-times, we should be settling in. No, that's not the case. To be able to crack into this competitive field and landscape that we have here in the pharma industry here in the UK, it's very important that you start early and start looking for jobs. The next key thing is how to prepare for these applications. So there are two main things that you need to consider. One is CV and the second one is cover letter. Both of these things are very, very important. If you're a person who already has got skills and they have worked in various companies back in your country before coming to UK, you can demonstrate all of those skills in your CV and keep a very nice cover letter. But if you're a person who just completed the bachelor's and immediately moved to UK to pursue your master's, there are high chances that you may not have enough skills to demonstrate in your CV or your cover letter. And this is the reason why majority of the applications get rejected. But there is a way to mitigate this issue. What you can demonstrate is what are your soft skills. So soft skills actually means how do you interact with people, what are your communication skills, how are your presentation skills, and if you have worked in a pub or also any other places, what kind of transferable skills can you bring from that place that will make you an actual fit for this internship. So when you go through an internship application, you will see that there are essentials, desirables, and must to have skills. And out of that, you will see majority of the times companies ask for someone with a good attention to details. They may ask for someone who has good communication skills. Third is someone who has a good presentation skills. So all of these skills are something that we can naturally develop and we already have. How do we demonstrate that in our CV as well as a cover letter is what matters. And this entirely changes the game on how much of acceptance you will get for your application. So for this, you have to start early. If you are waiting for the last minute to apply for these jobs as soon as they are posted, you may not have enough time. That's why I said start early. Even if the applications are not available on LinkedIn or any other portals, it is good to start the preparation with your CV as well as resume. And for this, you can use your university support. In most of the universities, these benefits are offered for free of charge. So what you can do is you can get in touch with the university career help desk, and they are going to review your draft CV as well as cover letter, give you feedback, help to refine it and make it more structured, so that when the applications are posted on LinkedIn or other portals, you are ready to apply. And this is the main strategy that you need to keep in mind. The time does not wait for anyone. Another thing is to talk to alumni. Alumni who have already been posted in various pharma companies or CROs, they could be of a great help. Even if they cannot directly refer you to a job, what they can do is they can review your CV and resume. And these are the guys who had the real life experience of going through such scrutiny and competitive interviews, and they are the best people to give you the right feedback. Okay, now that you know a lot about internship, how to apply, when to apply, and what should go into the application, the main question that comes to everyone's mind is the visa. So don't worry about it. Let me share my experience. I started my internship with my company while I was doing my university course, and I had 3 more months to complete before I joined the full-time internship. And at this time, I was working with them in my student visa, and I was only doing a part time, so it allowed me to do a 20-hour shift with the company, and the company was really flexible. After I completed my course, I was able to start with them full time, and again full time internship. Over the period, I switched from my student visa to the PSW, that is a post study work visa. I completed 1 whole year of post study work visa and my 1 full year of internship with the company. After that, now that they are familiar with my work, my skills, and they have given me a lot of training and education and hands on experience while working with them, they were really interested in sponsoring me with a skilled worker visa. That's when I switched to a skilled worker visa from my PSW. So as you can see, the entire timeline, I have been on different visas while I was doing my internship. And when I started with them as a full-time employee, that's when I switched to skilled worker visa. So don't worry about your visa situation. You are in good hands as long as you stick to the 20-hour limit when you are in a student visa, and you can work full-time, no restrictions of 20 hours when you're in a PSW. So the main message from this video would be time. Time is very, very important when you're trying to land on your first job in the UK. And the second thing that matters is trying to put your foot into the door immediately and as soon as possible. As long as you land on a first job in a pharma company, there are so many opportunities within the company, and also you will be in a position where you understand what you want to do and what you do not want to do. So which puts you in a better position to decide what you want for your future. And that's the video, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know in the comment box below. I read every comments and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Till we meet next, ciao.